how do you define responsible mining in India, and how is it taken off? How far are we come?
So if we say responsible mining,
yeah,
all said and done, countries' GDP can come either by growing something on the soil or mining something below the soil.
Okay.
Two prime sources.
Yeah.
Rest all is built upon that. Whether you call the service sector, IT sector, everything is built upon that. Something has to be grown on the soil, or something has to be mined below the soil. These are there is no other way any economy can start its economic activity, so to say. Okay. So rest all is notional. After that, you can think about sourcing this, that are notional services. So if we have to mine below the soil, which is the reality, we cannot live without it, then how do we ensure that we mine as much as is needed? We don't over mine it.
Yeah.
So that is something which is, we don't waste any mineral which is there below us. We make maximum recovery out of it, which is the mineral conservation. And India has fantastic rules for mineral conservation rules. And if you follow that in toto, that is fine. Then the question comes, responsible apart from maintaining regulations, how are we responsible, one, to our society, that the people who are affected by mining, how are we responsible to them? And to the ambience or environment in which we mine, how are we responsible to that environment? These two are very important from the point of view, one.
Just 1 second, sir. Sanskriti, is it being recorded? I don't see.
Yes, sir, it's been recorded.
Okay, just to check.
So, world over, it is a common phenomenon that the people who are immediate neighborhood of mines are kind of not benefited from the mining activity. That has been the complaint all across the globe.
And particularly in India as well,
But in India as well, and across the globe also. It is the mining towns which are desolate, and it is the cities where the mine owners or the executives live that get all. Right?
Yeah.
So, so how does one take care of it? In case of Vedanta or Hindustan Zinc's policy of mining, we are 100% business partner oriented.
Okay.
Each business partner we are currently about 25,000 workforce work in the mine. Okay. About 90% of them are local workforce.
Okay.
So unlike other mines, we engage almost all local manpower in our work.
Okay.
Second, our pay scale for contract manpower is 5 to 6 times the state wages.
Oh wow!
Okay. So to give you a number, our mining workmen would earn anything between 70,000 to 1.5 lakhs per month.
Wow! Okay, that's nice.
Okay, which is completely different from the typical outsourcing people think of in India. So what happens is the entire society gets enriched because of that.
Okay.
And second, since our 100% operations are outsourced, so all the activities that one company would normally do for own employees, we do for our business partner employees. Whether, CSR around them or, looking at their health. Like in COVID, we took care of business partner employees, 100% coverage of medical and taking care of their health, 100% free vaccination. So all that we did, because ultimately their success, in their success, we get our success.
Yeah, that's a great attitude.
So that is one. That is the. So the immediate neighborhood of the mines are very rich compared, because they all work with us. They earn from our operations, and they have a right to the profit that we make, and they are governed by our federation.
Okay.
So normally other companies you would find the union or federation is for the permanent employees. In our case, the business partner employees are covered by federation, who do wage negotiation and wage increase, and all the best facilities are protected. Second part is responsibility for the environment, and that's where we come in. Apart from maintaining ambient air, water quality, etc., as per regulations, we have taken steps which are futuristic. So we have decided that next 5 years we'll replace all underground diesel-based equipment by battery-operated equipment. EV vehicles will bring in. This year itself, we have started introduction of EV vehicle in the mines, and we think that is the only way to go. Our mines are fully digitalized, meaning that a lot of operations can be done from surface. One need not go to underground to do that operation. And Moreover, as I said, about 200 megawatt renewable power we will get by 2025, and by 2030 about 450 megawatt renewable power we will get, so that we meet out our responsibility towards environment also.
So you're water positive. Are you waste positive as well?
So first is water positive. We are 2.41 times water positive, and we want to become 5 times. So we are putting up more and more check dams in our near vicinity, so that the villages nearby, they are able to conserve water and which can recharge the groundwater level. And also we are putting up huge zero liquid discharge plants in all our smelters and mines. So all the mine water that we pump out from the mine, we will be treating them and make them usable for our plants, and we'll cut down on the water that we take from the river or the lakes. So keep the fresh water for the people to enjoy. And we are very determined in that project. This year itself, we are spending about 500 crores on making various water treatment plants, and we'll be continuing in this journey. So that is on the water positive side. And on the waste side, we have started recovering lot of metal from the waste itself. So right now, all our zero site is going for road construction. So many of the flyover constructions in Rajasthan would be using some of our smelter residues. We are recovering copper. We are recovering more zinc out of the residues that we have, and we are putting a plant for recovering cobalt. We'll look at nickel also in future, so that no residue is sent without recovering the maximum usable metal out of it, and balance whatever is left will go for cement making.
That's interesting. So when do you hope to become waste positive?
Maybe another 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years. Okay, that's interesting. This may be a theoretical question. So in the larger scheme of sustainability practice and thinking, how much of it have you computed into the balance sheet? How does it reflect on the balance sheet over a period of time, and what kind of scenario you have for that?
So right now, all the steps we are taking, they are all, they're addition to our balance sheet, our profits.
Oh, okay.
In the account, I am not taking a step which is, I don't see any step in sustainability which will be like loss making to me. Okay. So just to give you an example, suppose I am talking about EV vehicles in the underground. So once I get battery operated vehicles, my firm belief is it will reduce maintenance cost by 50%. Okay. And second, my ventilation requirement in the underground mine will reduce by 30%.
Interesting.
Okay. So it will only reduce my cost of operation, because as you can see, these electric vehicles don't have IC engines.
Yeah.
So they have much less vibration, much less mechanical parts to wear out. Okay. Second, they are all amenable to more and more computerized or digitalized operations from remote. And then I had done a calculation that mechanical maintenance will reduce by 40 to 50%, simply because so many parts are not there in that vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, because they are not spewing out CO2 or CO, then the amount of air that is required to pump into the underground will also reduce, and people will get a generally comfortable environment there, and which will increase my productivity. Similarly, if I look at RE power, the calculations are RE power net cost will be lower than total cost of grid and own thermal generated power. As you know, we have got 500 megawatt thermal power plant. Almost 100% coal has to be imported.
Yeah.
Although we designed for 30% domestic coal, but for last couple of years, as you know, domestic coal is very difficult to get by.
Yeah.
So we are almost 100% imported coal. So that entire operation, from importing coal to port, transporting to the plant, reconciling for the GCVs, weighment losses, moisture, blah, blah, all that will be out if I have 50% or 100% of renewable power. And the cost will be cheaper to me.
Yeah.
Because in Rajasthan, solar capacity is there, and wind power is there, and so.
Yeah. That's interesting. So give us your vision, 10-year vision from from now? Where do you see Hindustan Zinc going?
If I look at 10-year vision, 100% self-sufficient in water. That is, we are not drawing anything from outside. 100% RE power-based operation. That is, not a single ounce of coal is burnt to generate power. And 100% equipment are battery-operated, rechargeable equipment. So there is no fossil fuel in use anywhere. And as far as people are concerned, if I look at 10 years hence, completely new HR will take over. Perhaps half of us would operate from wherever we live and not in the office.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So this question is there, I think, in India, a perception about Vedanta, that it is what it says and what in the public perception, it may not be true. Okay. How are you addressing that in some way?
So, all of us are born and brought up in India. What grows fast is also put to much more test.
Yeah.
And what grows slowly, right?
Yeah. True. Very true.
Growing slowly for 100 years.
Yeah.
But so much of questioning would not have been done. So that's the way we live, right? In India, if you also suddenly start a business and in 5 years you strike gold, everybody will start questioning. There must be something wrong.
Yeah.
How they
True.
So I don't put much to that. Of course, we are very aggressive, and we are not shy about that. And our chairman is very vocal on issues. He doesn't see. His concerns is very clear. If I am doing it ultimately for the good of the country, should mere rules stop me from doing just because there are rules? If it is good for the country, and ultimately many governments, in the hindsight, they start changing rules because they understand, but at a later time.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Suppose today government has come up with a policy that 40% production can be increased without public hearing. But we want to do all the time. If I have a scope after COVID, country needs more resources, country needs more money, more people are clamoring for employment, and every day evening you hear about talks of jobs and all that. When industry says I can grow quickly by 30-40%, why should your mere procedures hold me back for that?
Correct. Yeah.
And that aggressiveness into difficulty, people question us that no, you should not do this, you should not. But the point is, we are not doing it for ourselves. At the end of the day, all the zinc that we produce, in one metal, we have made India self-sufficient. Speaking just because of trade agreement with Korea, there is some import from Korea. Otherwise, India does not need to import 1 ounce of zinc. Everything can be given by Hindustan Zinc today. Okay. Every aluminium can be given by Vedanta aluminium. Okay. So since we are doing it, and that's the entrepreneurial spirit. Of course, it will be people would love to question all these things, but the fact remains is very clear. We are very clear. We are not doing it for personal profit. We are doing it for the country.
Yeah. So how do you think the gap between the policy and the business, the way business is run, how can we bridge that gap?
The speed of change of policy, as you know, because government of India cannot change policy looking at some, as a knee-jerk thing. They need to study everything holistically, number of committees have to go through and all that. And after that, the change will come, of course. But at least good thing is last few 7, 8, 9 years, lot of changes are coming. Wherever, at least in I see last 2-3 years, government, wherever post-COVID, they felt something to be liberated quickly, they have done that. Whether it is because of the coal crisis, they have liberated coal production. Last year, because of iron ore crisis, they liberated iron ore production. They allowed captive owners of iron ore mines to 25% they can sell in the market and things like that. Ultimately, India has so much of iron ore, so much of coal. Why should India import?
Correct. Yeah.
Had the government been even more faster on coal, today we would never have this crisis.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, that's a different issue altogether. I think Indian coal is, the quality is quite poor. I think the cost of thing is much higher. Cost of mining. We'll not go into that.
We can make our power plant based on that. No, it's not. Quality is thermal coking coal is there, right? All you require is beneficiation. One can wash it down to 28-29% ash and then use it. Correct. Point is, coal mines have to open up.
Yeah.
If you don't open up mines, how will you produce more?
Correct. So I think we are left with 2 more minutes. So one last question is, I think very soon in 5 years or 10 years, I think your global ranking in Dow Jones or Financial Times Index, you hope to be in the top 3, I'm sure.
Correct. We are already 5 and we hope to be in top 3. And Hindustan Zinc is in 5 and Vedanta is in 16. Okay. So yes, Vedanta wants to be in top 10. We want to be in top 3.
That's good. On that note, thanks a lot, Mr. Misra, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Benedict. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you
so much, sir.
Anything further you need, we are happy to share that with you. I said thank you to have you. If there's anything further you need from us, we'll be happy to share.
Yeah, sure. So share the video. I think there's nothing to be edited. I think it's a pretty clean video. And if possible, a transcript of that as soon as possible.
Sure.
Yeah, transcript makes it easier for us to put together a story around that. So if the transcript can come by end of this week, so we can look at doing this for our, of course, for Environment Day, we need to put it out. So yes. So if you can send the transcript and the video, that would be good. And Deepthi, I'd like to also send you I'm not taking advantage of this, but for Green Literature Festival. So we are looking at organizations, companies to support, because it's an advocacy platform. So
why don't you share it with me and I'll have a look at it. I was listening to you when you were telling him about the Green Lit Festival.
Yeah.
This would be your second year, right?
Yeah, second year.
When are you looking to schedule it?
December.
Okay. So that's enough time, but nevertheless, still send it to me and we'll try and see how best we can.
Yeah. Great. Thanks a lot, Deepthi. Thanks, Sanskriti, and everyone, Narayanan, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Benedict.
Thank you.